Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Alright, people. News here that I'm not overly keen to be not breaking, but reporting on. And just before I finish, live stream I done tonight. Don't know what was going on. Must have been a Wi-Fi glitch. I don't know. We will do it again tomorrow, 7:30, take 2. But I'm going to quote the Daily Mail here. It says, Bob Arum says a 50-50 split purse for Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk is not right if Tyson Fury's undisputed title fight with Oleksandr Usyk takes place at Wembley, as he claims the Gypsy King deserves the lion's share for bringing the 95,000 Brits and higher pay-per-view figures. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit more of the article here. Bob Arum has said the preferred location, I should say, for the undisputed clash between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk is Saudi Arabia, but admits the blockbuster bout could take place in the UK. Arum has said Saudi Arabia would be more lucrative and explained how they would like to host the fight in the Middle East. However, he did reveal how Wembley Stadium has been named as an alternate option. Arum also explained how the location of the fight would determine how the purse would be split between the boxers, as he said a fight in the UK would attract more British fans and higher pay-per-view sales due to Fury's presence. The venue for the blockbuster bout is yet to be determined, but Arum said the fight will take place in Saudi Arabia if the price is right. If not, it will take place in Wembley Stadium. Arum also said the location of the fight they put wit instead of will determine the purse split, as he believes Fury deserves more, blah blah blah. He told Boxing Scene, Arum said everyone agreed that if Saudi Arabia offer comes true and it's real, blah blah blah. I've already read that. The fighters have agreed to fight. I spoke to Frank Warren. We're giving them until this week to come with their offer, which I believe we'll get. If we don't get, then we're going to do the fight at Wembley Stadium. And then we'd like to talk about the percentage, because Usyk wants 50-50. That's not right. If the fight's at Wembley, because there'll be 95,000 British fans, the fight would be big on pay-per-view, so Tyson deserves the lion's share. We don't get to that point if the investors in Saudi Arabia come through, because the way they operate is making deals with each of the fighters. Right, a lot to dive in there with there, and it kind of goes into a little bit more detail there. So essentially what he's saying there is that if it's in Saudi Arabia, it's a 50-50 split. The fighters get... Are they getting separate offers? It seems like with that offer. So it's like, this is for Usyk, this is Fury. I don't know how you'd work that as being 50-50. Because, I don't know the ins and outs of it. You know, Bob Arum is the one who's kind of looking at that, and the fighters know. But in terms of what he's saying about if the fight takes place in the UK, in Wembley Stadium, that he feels that Tyson Fury deserves the lion's share. Now, when he says the lion's share, what exactly is he referring to? Because I'm going to go out and say I agree with Bob Arum that, yes, Tyson Fury, if it is in the UK, look, you can say Oleksandr Usyk has more titles. Yeah, he does. But at the end of the day, who's the bigger name? You know, Oleksandr Usyk, probably in, Ukraine and kind of that area, and, kind of places like that, yeah, I would say, he's well known celebrity in Ukraine, of course. But in the UK, his presence would be, yeah, he would be known, but he wouldn't be at, a Fury level. And again, in the US, Tyson Fury hasn't been doing it recently because he's not able to get into the US with the whole El Chapahan thing. But he was doing WWE stuff. He actually did a WWE, was it back in last year? I think he was like October or something last year when it was in the UK. I think it was in Scotland or somewhere like that. He appeared at an event, and I think he actually sang. I think he sang American Pie at the event. So Tyson Fury in the States, as well as, the Wilder fights and the WWE stuff, that's made him a more international star. And I think he is a bigger name than Oleksandr Usyk. He is. No one could come to me and say, oh gee, Usyk's a bigger name, he's a bigger draw. No, I'd be agreeing, and I'd say yeah, Tyson Fury is the bigger name. Although he only has one title, he will bring the lion's share of the fans to Wembley Stadium. He'll bring the majority, and pay-per-view prices. Pay-per-view itself, it will largely be. It would have been probably that anyway. Truth be told, if it had been in Saudi Arabia, I don't know what kind of demographic it would be. Would it be all Fury fans, or would it be? I don't know, because Saudi Arabia is expensive regardless where you're going in the world to go to, and to well, it depends really. I mean, a few of my friends have been there and they said like it is dear, it's expensive. So there's that. But yeah, I agree that Tyson Fury would be deserving of more money. I do agree with that if it was a case of he deserves a slightly higher purse split, yeah, I'd agree, because he's going to be the one who's bringing the attention to it. I hope that that's not an issue. I hope that Oleksandr Usyk and, how do I say it? I hope that we don't go down a road where Oleksandr Usyk maybe agrees to something and then something has changed at the last minute, he doesn't agree to that, and then I hope we don't get into a drawn out kind of situation where the fight's happening, say, Wembley Stadium, and this is what Usyk wants, this is what Fury wants, and it's just mash, and one side just says enough and we're going to go. I hope that doesn't happen, because at the end of the day, we have Undisputed, we have a chance here for Undisputed where we've no issues, there's no mandatories in the way, there's no anything. I hope we get this fight done. I really, truly do. In terms of what Usyk, you see, this is what I worry about. You see, Bob Arum said Fury deserves the lion's share. What does that mean, in terms of percentage-wise? If he's talking about 60-40, because bear in mind, that was why he was going to give Anthony Joshua 60-40. I mean, Tyson Fury is such an interesting one, because he talked about Anthony Joshua and said, I will fight Anthony Joshua for free on terrestrial TV, we'll give the tickets out to the fans. Money doesn't mean anything, right? So we didn't get that, right? Obviously, and then he said not long after that he'd fight Oleksandr Usyk for $500 million. All right, so and that was, I think, before. Was it before? No, it was after they had their rematch. So you could see like one on one $500 million. I know he wasn't being serious, but it shows that he's willing to fight Joshua for free, but you got to pay him to fight Usyk. So. Look, I don't know. I hope this isn't going to be an issue. I really do. When I read it today, I was just like, oh, sweet Jesus. Like, I really don't care where it is, whether it's in the States, whether it's in the UK, whether it's in the Saudi. I just want to see this fight happen. I want to see Undisputed. But reading that, it's like, when you start hearing deadlines and stuff like that, you never want to hear that, because it's normally not a good thing. When they're saying, these investors have until this date, it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ. I hope that that's not the case. I hope we get this fight over the line. If Oleksandr Usyk, I hope it's fair for him, because you'll have some depraved Fury fans who would say, like, 80-20 to Fury, that's reasonable. No, it's not. It's not reasonable. I would say that, yeah, Fury is the A side from a marketing commercial point of view. I wouldn't disagree with that 100%. He is the bigger name. He is. Yes, Usyk has more titles, but at the end of the day, Fury is the bigger name. There's no two ways around that. So, I just hope that we're not going to go down a road where this fight, for whatever reason, either gets pushed back or doesn't happen at all. I really hope not. I just hope they can get this fight over the line, that egos can be put aside, and that we can get this fight over the line, and it just happens. It happens in March, it happens in April or May, whatever. As long as we get this fight over the line, that's the main thing I'm looking for. I want to see Usyk versus Fury. I want Undisputed. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to see Undisputed at heavyweight, and please let us have it. Let's have this fight. So, reporting on that, we'll keep an eye on that as it goes and see what happens. I hope to, the next time I'm speaking about this fight, have good news and saying that not everything is legit, they're happy with whatever is happening, and hopefully we'll get an announcement soon. I hope we talk about that next time, rather than saying, right lads, news we all didn't want to hear, ain't gonna have Undisputed this year, or certainly not at least this time of the year. I hope I'm not doing that. I hope we're saying this is all going to get rectified, and I really hope we get this fight. That's what I'm saying. I hope we get this fight. So that's my thoughts on this. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. If it is in the UK, do you think that, yeah, like, it is fair for Tyson Fury to get more money? He is going to bring the lion's share of the fans and, you know, the commercial at end of it. But I just hope that they don't try and shaft Usyk with a poor deal and him just to say, nope, I'm going elsewhere. I hope that doesn't happen. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. For now, lads, I'll talk to you. Peace.